New set of the bracket, new game.
Exactly. We gotta be seeing what's on deck for these poor unfortunate souls. Likely they're not gonna play something fun, but they're gonna have to play it all the same. And hopefully they win to continue their path through this top 8 bracket.
I don't know, that game in Winners where they were fighting on top of the bus looked kind of fun.
We weren't the ones experiencing it, but it sure did look fun from our perspective.
But if you were the one that found the button, it probably felt great.
If you were the winner. There's always more fun when you win.
Speaking of which, only one player is going to be moving on in this set of the bracket. Loser's going to be out and able to enjoy the rest of the top 8. All right, looks like we're jumping in. What is the game?
Let's see.
Wait a minute. Did I see mystery tournament? Did I see?
I saw a mystery tournament. You know,
is that a custom stage?
Maybe, mayhaps. But it looks like, but we got some simple controls in the terms of the fact that it's all forward and backs, no quarter circles, no half circles in the sense. But interested to see exactly what type of game this is. I see throws. I see. Oh no. This is Revolt 2090X or something. This is an indie game that's currently been making rounds and currently under development. I've seen some of the footage from this, but I have not been able to actually take a full look at it. But that's the thing I remember. When you do something in this game, you will see it come across the screen in terms of counter hit, throw escape, or whatnot.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm really liking how this is presented. And actually now we're just starting to fight back the platform elements as well, some barriers, obstruction.
Yeah, there's a little bit to get around. Priority hits, interesting. All right, so we have, it looks like they're stacking death counts over there.
Thing is, if we're pushing left and right, is the objective to reach the other end of the stage?
I'm not sure. We'll see, because the fact that they are stacking death counts, it looks like there may be a first to X, you know, involved. Oh no, it says go. You want to go? This could be like Nidhogg. You know, get out of my way.
That was my first assumption. Yeah. The second you see the icon saying to go either or way,
you know, raised on those beat 'em ups in the arcade. I know to go where the game's telling me. Oh, yeah, so this is going to be a back-and-forth momentum, it looks like, in terms of trying to get more towards where you want to be instead of just...
Here's a question. Does the death count make the respawn time longer?
We'll see. Because there has to be some... Oh, yeah, that is true. The longer the death count, the longer it takes for that person to come back.
Whoa, we're pushing. We've made it!
Made it in!
Game 1. Yeah, just like that.
Goes to Azazax with the Dino Destructor.
I'm not going to pretend to know the difference between the characters, but I'm going to assume different moves at least.
Yeah, I'd like to hope so. Oh, goodness, with a big jump in. Anti-air as well, however, attempting it a second time to no avail. All right, first death is going to go to Ice, and Azazax is going to get some momentum, but stop dead in their tracks. You can see the caution sign telling them where they are going to be spawning in. Oh no, they punished and they thought that was it, but there's just a little bit left of a guard break. It looked like at hand. So now Ice is going to get that momentum. Maybe some sort of startup invincibility to make sure that they don't kind of get spawn camped.
Oh, it looks like when you come back in, you can come in with an attack by the looks of things. Either that or it was just incredibly fast.
Yes, it does look like you can't get spawn camped at the very least. Let's put it that way. Priority hit, and that's going to be the 4th death for Azazax, which means that they had some time to respawn.
Oh, they ate it as well. The projectile into some rather meaty pressure. Answered back, though, and a nice little impressive
Oh, my goodness. Look at that combo, yeah. All right, good anti-air. That's going to be enough. And now it's time for some momentum from Ice. Takes the stop. Make sure that they are ready for Azazax's respawn. Ooh, big combo. All right, this could easily. It looks like they're getting very familiar with how to do enough damage to end their opponent, which makes this very potentially scary for the amount of deaths that they can start racking up.
That jump in from Dino Destructor looks rather large and covering even what looks like behind the character.
Wow, big anti-air. They have not been able to make a break for it. It's kind of been trading back and forth at the time, staying to center stage more or less, I'd call it.
There's the challenge. Ice now on the potential last hit. Guard break. Not that it really matters because now opponent's coming straight back in.
Oh, yeah, immediately stops him right there.
We are adding up so many deaths right now. I'm wondering how significant that might end up being.
It's going to have to be significant at a certain point because at this rate, it's really only taking one person to get a kill twice. You know, they've been trading kills back and forth this entire time. So that was the first real piece of momentum that Zazax has gotten out of this round.
Oh, you got to watch out with those whiffs now. You're getting caught. Here comes Ice. Pushing in and just gets the 2-hit thanks to the projectile, opening things up. And now, right back to even.
Yep, being very cautious with it, making sure that they were well aware of that spawn in, and they're taking a huge beating on this one. Oh my goodness.
That'll do it. Priority hit, apparently, but immediately caught on the other side. Looks like we're going straight back to even once more. I'm looking at so many deaths have been landed.
Oh, Lord. I would like to assume it just goes all the way through the bar, and that just makes it impossible to spawn in time. Oh, no, caught up on the geometry.
Anti-air!
No. Oh, and they finish it off with a combo. All right, you got some time. Let's get this back to center court. Starts off with a great counter hit. This is going to be all the momentum that Ice has been looking for this round. Take it over into enemy territory.
I saw the preemptive projectile and running in with it. I wonder if there's some tech there, you know.
Trying to set up, maybe just because they're going to come in with an attack, you can't spawn them, but you can at least put some pressure on there. Gets a throw, put them in the corner, more or less, but they get punished, and that's a huge amount of death timer. They're going to have to do one more, could be all it takes for Zazax.
I think that's it. I think that's it.
Home clear. Second game goes to Zazax.
That was a hard-fought second game.
All right.
So much respect, though.
I know.
So much respect.
Production, could I get the full name of that game? I know it's Revolt, and then there's numbers, if you have that, possibly. Because I want to make sure they're shouted out properly. Resistance 204X. That's it. It's not Revolt. It's Resistance.
It's a really cool idea. I got to admit, that was and again, this is why I love Mystery Game, because you get to look at games that, truthfully, I'd not seen this game before. But obviously, clearly, you were aware of it, so thank you for carrying me on that one. But I love games that have these not necessarily new ideas, because obviously having a fighting style game where one person has to reach the end of the level, that's something that we'd seen, but that was a new take on it.
Yeah,
a significant new take on it.
You name dropped it, both of us are aware, very Nidhogg style game. And I'm very happy for that, because the Nidhogg style of game is something I think is phenomenal. I'd love to see more play in that genre space, especially with this one, which is much more traditional to fighting games. Nidhogg, not so much, but this you saw anti-airs, throw punishes, counters, all sorts of good stuff that we as fighting game people are well familiar with. And I like the twist on the formula that was seen. So very excited for the next game in Resistance to be played right now.
Now, I'm going to be honest, there was a potential that we might have had to sit here and have a chat for a little bit, because one of our players, I believe, was elsewhere, might have been in a different tournament or something like that, as these events tend to have. Not going to have that problem, because now we're here and we're good to go. We're good to jump straight back into our next match.
If you're good enough to make it into top 8 in one tournament, well, who's to say you're not going to make it into top 8 somewhere else? You know,
there are so many games at Combo Breaker.
I was holding up brackets earlier this weekend, being in like 3 things at once and still winning. Sometimes that's life, but this tournament is scheduled out and done with such care and precision that usually you can get around it without too much of an issue. Everyone here at Combo Breaker puts in so much work to make one of the best tournaments in the nation possible, and I just want to say thank you for all of them and all their hard work. Absolutely.
Couldn't agree more. It's often a thankless task for a lot of people behind the scenes, and an opportunity always to say thank you for everything you do. Let's now jump into our next matchup here. Who's going to move on in losers bracket? The mirror match.
Yeah, so they're both playing. So the character is zero. They do get a tag of sorts to say. So there's tag on one side, and CB 2023 is the tag on the other. This is a Combo Breaker specific build. You can see in the kind of the menu screen, the Combo Breaker logo is actually like watermarked into it.
I love it. I love those little details, because these kind of tournaments, they can mean a great deal to people. And It's given us a great experience so far. There's a punish and a chance to move on. Respectable, the game says. But
Yes.
that, straight disrespect.
Absolutely.
I'm coming in, I'm going to ground pound, and you're dead.
Yeah, don't tell me I do something respectful. That's not what I want to hear. I want to be grimy. I want to be evil. I want to be vile, obnoxious even.
Oh, you nasty.
All right, so that's going to be, that was a big one. So they're actually, speaking of being disrespectful, it has taken them a couple deaths to really try and respect the fact that someone comes in with a spawn attack. Now you start seeing it out of Trevor. There's the punish, big punish, and they're gonna move in with a little bit more ground to deal with a big counter hit as well, so the momentum's on their side. All right, staying very cautious with the spacing, doesn't want to get caught by the spawn, and now they're just keeping the high grounds.
I mean, Nod is going to have to try and defend that goal post as great as they possibly can, because that was potentially a last chance situation. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that big priority here, just walking it in, walking it in. Oh no, that's going to be a loss of life there for Trevor. Nod then Bao is going to get a little bit of momentum. Oh wow, anti-air into a combo from Trevor. That's going to give them enough to get right back to the goalpost. They only need one more kill. And that punish is going to help, but it's a punish back. They try to get a combo afterwards to no avail. Both of them have a little bit of life to play with, and a clash!
Attempted to punish the slide, but it looks like there was no punish to be had. God break!
And they're making it into the end zone all day on that one after that.
This game is sick. I want
Yeah.
to play it. There are so many games I've seen in this mystery game where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to play this when I get home. Absolutely.
And as we said before, some of these games, very hard to find, until, modern access. This is a currently in development game to my knowledge, so more accessible to go find on the internet than hunted through, some sort of ROM folder for PC 98 fighting games or something.
And now here we jump in. It's going to go back to the, I can't remember the full name, Dino.
No, Slice is the name. Dino Destroyer was the tag they used, but Slice is
really?
the character, yeah. So you see the name under the...
Yeah, I'm blind.
And then, it's okay.
I'm blind.
I don't like reading.
Reading, I hate that.
Yeah, I hate that thing, man. All right, so there's a projectile out of Slice, and that is going to be a big punish. So they're trying to work with something new, and it might take them a while to figure out what's the difference between here and there, but still at center stage, so they're not too much of a loss of momentum. That's a big punish, and that's going to give Trevor a bit of go time.
It's a scary situation, though, because Trev, momentum absolutely on their side, 1,000%. Trying to jump over there, but there's a swift punish into, I'm going to push forward, thank you very much, and take even more of this stage, if you don't mind. The projectile recovers real fast,
Yes,
intense, but just walk along with it, let it carry you forward.
And you saw in the last game, Trevor was actually using it to try and guard break a little bit. You can see the difference in the life bar. I don't want to call them like bevel and emboss segments. When those go away, that's because of guard damage.
Absolutely, that's where the guard breaks have come from. Oh! Swinging that axe, though, like no one's business.
Tries to get a little bit cheeky with it.
Last fight, potentially.
Oh, no.
That's it. Game over. That's going to be Trev securing a success. I mean, a really impressive run there, too. Just had a solid idea over what to do. I think defensively, a little bit of a harder time on the opponent end. And, well, it looked like a game of momentum to me, and clearly was.
Yeah, played it out like a very, I would say, non-committal style. Like, hung back, didn't want to put themselves in too much danger. Knew they could use the fireball, and knew that the fireball was doing, noticeable guard damage. So you can just kind of hang back. If you got a counter hit, fantastic. Move in, do what you can. But overall, it's just a very solid approach, and that's what made Trevor continue on in Mystery Top 8 bracket.